Hey, what's up? Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. It's your boy Evan. I'm so excited about this. Something I want to share with you guys. I've been in a place, in a space that I really believe a lot of people are, and I'm committing myself for the rest of this year to, as I learn life lessons, as I make mistakes, as I find areas within my life that I'm no longer identifying as weaknesses. I'm identifying them as growth opportunities. I'm making sure that I'm intentional about letting people in, like with my life and my journey, in hopes to help them out. So I kind of had something I wanted to talk about tonight. So the title of this broadcast, I guess you could say, or video, is "Right Place, Right Fight, Wrong Weapon." So many times, many of us are either in the fight of our life, we're living the fight of our life, trying to get out of the fight of our life, getting ready to start the fight of our life. It's just sometimes life is a battleground. It's a battle zone. It's a battlefield, and that's one of those things in life that we just can't get around. But there are some things that we can possibly do, or some things that we can resituate within our minds and our perspectives that will actually change everything about what it is that we're doing. And that's what I want to share today. So I transitioned to Chicago about a year ago, almost. Thank the Lord, it's almost been a year. But one thing in particular that I've learned in this particular space or season is that like what battles to fight and what battles not to fight. In the midst of me learning how to not to choose not to make a battle mine, or to make a battle, I'm also learning, okay, sometimes it's easier to shut up, or it's the right thing to do to actually keep your mouth shut. But one of the most pivotal lessons that I'm learning right now, like to this day, I think I've seen it happen quite a few times. So clearly I wasn't getting the hint or catching the lesson that God was trying to give me the last 3 or 4 months, but I'm definitely kind of starting to get an understanding of it now, and I'm okay with that. I'm okay with learning, having to go through some things a couple times just so that I can get the lesson, because it teaches me some stuff. It gives me some key points to identify, and I'm okay with that. But one of the lessons, this lesson that I really want you guys to remember, is that you can be in the right fight using the wrong weapon. Hear me. You can be in the right fight using the wrong weapon. Ask me, how do I know? Great. Thanks so much for asking. So I know because I have been in the right fight using the wrong weapon time and time and time and time and time again. But something clicked on my drive today. It's storming outside. So of course, when it's raining, you got to pay attention to the road. And in the midst of that, you really start to kind of think. And I started to see how many times I was really fighting a fight that I was supposed to fight, but I was fighting it wrong. And I realized that a lot of the losses, or a lot of the L's that we can be taking in life, are L's that we weren't supposed to take if we would have chosen the right weapons. Like for an example, sometimes I know with me, because I can be very opinionated, or I can be very I don't mind asking why, which is not a bad thing. But sometimes you have to know when to position your mouth, or how to structure your word choice. Hey, that's one of the weapons. We can structure your word choice, or sometimes just being okay with being quiet. I've learned, and I'm learning day by day, is that sometimes once seasons have changed, so should you. And there are certain times where there will be a need for your absolute silence. And I wanted to encourage you guys with that one, because I know that somebody somewhere is fighting a fight with the wrong weaponry. Some of us are so used to standing our ground, or to standing up for what we think is right, or so always ready to offer our opinions because of the expertise that we have, or because of the seats that we've sat in the past, or because of the degrees that we hold in certain areas. But sometimes the best thing you can do, and the right thing for you to do, is to be silent. And then there will be seasons where the best thing to do, and the right thing for you to do, is to cry loud and spare not, and let people know of your experience and what you've done and how you've navigated through certain situations. But it's just a reality, and the base of it is you are fighting the right fight. But often look at the weapons that are in your hands. One of the greatest stories in the Bible, I think, all the stories are great, is David and Goliath. And I think it's so crazy how, we hear these stories about there are Goliaths in your life and they got to come down. But the key to all of that David was doing was the weapon of choice. David was able to do something extreme, something massive, something extremely explosive, by using the right weapon, the weapons that were in his hands, and using them properly. So I really wanted to kind of stop that, if I can stop there for myself, and that sometimes you have to assess the weapons that you have and know which weapons to use and how to use it properly. Sometimes it doesn't take your AK-47 to do what needs to be done. Sometimes it takes like your little slingshot and a couple rocks. But that's when it takes. It's important for you, for all of us, to keep in mind that a lot of the battles that we're in right now, we're supposed to be in. So often it's so easy to run from the wars of life and run from the battles of life. And it's like, no, this is the right battle. This battle has your name on it, but it's all about how you fight it. And that's what I want to charge you guys and challenge you guys to really consider. How are you fighting the fights that you're in? Because this is the thing. This battle has your name on it. Your name is all over. You're actually called a winner. You're actually supposed to take it down in due season and in due time. But what is the weapon that you're choosing to use? Because sometimes the weapon in your hand is the one you need to put down. That's my life lesson that I'm learning right now. The weapon that you have in your hand is probably the weapon that you need to put down, because there's something that you learn when you choose to use a different weapon that you never thought was a weapon beforehand. How many times have you guys, and especially if you're anything like me, you like to pop back. You like to say what's on your mind. You like to you don't like to be misunderstood or misconstrued or misinterpreted. So often the weapon of choice is, no, let me explain to you what I said. So that sometimes the weapon of choice is words. However, I'm learning in this season that for me and for my own future and for my own God-given destiny and for some things that I believe that God has aligned for me going forward, I have to learn how to practice silence. Not that you don't have the answer, not that you don't have valuable input, not that even like that, it's not even that your input won't be received by whatever it is you're trying to give. Sometimes you have to learn how to be silent. Or in whatever situation that you're in, you have to learn how to use a weapon that you may not have used before, or a weapon that you've chosen not to use before, or a weapon that you don't even realize is actually a weapon. You look at it as a weakness, and it's like, no, this is not a weakness. This is actually a weapon, but it's all about using the right weapon at the right time. And so I wanted to encourage you guys and drop that to you. You're in the battle. You're in the right battle. You're in the battle with your name on it. But I guarantee you, after this battle, you're guaranteed to win this one. However, you have to be intentional about looking at your weaponry and using the right weapon. My pastor said it this past Sunday. Sometimes it's the weaponry. Look at your weaponry. Use your weaponry right. I don't think I quoted that correctly. However, but it's been something I've been really processing the last couple of days. Is how am I using that in which is in my hand that I know is a weapon, or what am I not viewing to be a weapon that is actually a weapon? I've always thought that my inability to be silent at some moments and times was me showing weakness. When actually sometimes your silence, or what you deemed as a weakness, is actually your biggest weapon. It'll be the thing that saves your sanity. It'll be the same thing that teaches you how to be disciplined, teaches you how to be humble. That's a good one. Teaches you how to like kind of be situated in a new place, in a new space. And it's okay. It's for your own betterment. It's for your own development. And that's the space that I'm in. I'm learning how to use my weaponry right. And then most importantly, to assess my weapons and knowing when to use what. I'm telling you, it's going to save you. It's going to save you a lot of stress, heartache, pain. And guess what? Guess what? I'm sorry. It is a valuable lesson that we all have to learn, not just for right now, not just to deal with where what you're currently in, but most importantly, it's a weapon for you to learn. It's a place and a design for you to know what to use as you go forward and matriculate and go through the rest of your life and make some things happen. So if you didn't hear anything I said, please hear me. Use your weaponry right. Take a moment, accept the battle, acknowledge the battle. It's your battle. But most importantly, look at your weaponry and say, what am I trying to use that may not be working? Or what should I try to use that I'm not comfortable with that may stretch me as an individual? But maybe this is what I need to use as my weapon for this particular battle. And that's pretty much it. So, hey, I love you guys. Thanks so much for jumping on in, tuning in. Give me some comments, give me some feedback, and tell me what you think. And also, hey, if you're feeling like, hey, you know what, I don't know what my weaponry is, or I'm in a place or a space and I need somebody to talk to about what I'm going through, hit me up. I love this. I love being able to help people navigate through the seasons that they're in, because I'm in certain seasons too. So it's a great learning lesson for us all. So I thank you guys for jumping on in. Share this with your friends. Send it to a friend. Let's do this. Use your weaponry right. Have a good night.